Hey.
Are we live?
Yeah.
We're live now?
So we
Finally, I can start cursing.
We started a little bit because things, internet, all that other stuff.
Beans.
Beans.
Beans primarily.
Green beans.
It was mostly the beans.
Baked beans.
I always knew they were trouble. I don't eat beans because of that. Because of that one premonition I had that they're gonna, cause my downfall.
Basically.
So this is going to be a 2-part episode of Breakfast Talk, and then right after we're going to switch over to Brunch Bulletin. So
the
2-part episode is about Suicide Squad. So.
Wait, was I supposed to watch that?
Bro.
Right.
Not again, Dylan. Not again.
Just kidding.
So we gotta get into this.
Wakey, wakey, smell those eggs and bakey. It's time for Breakfast Talk, a podcast discussing current independent and mainstream entertainment topics, from gaming and movies to comics. Start your week off right with the Breakfast Boys. As always, if you can smell what we're cooking, click that like button, and if your tummies are rumbling for more, click subscribe and ring that Brecky bell to turn on all notifications. All right, let's talk.
Wait, we can hear you, by the way. You unmuted yourself.
I didn't even touch anything, so I don't know how I did that. It's true.
Yeah, literally you're singing there, like we can absolutely hear the entire time everything word that you said. Last time, yeah.
Yeah, I can't hear the intro. I can't see it. I can't see you guys.
Left, if you're not muted, it'll you're still talking.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Good to know.
You did that, I think, on the episode that's coming out this Tuesday. I think you're in the intro. I'm like, fuck.
It's funny as hell.
I'm not editing that out, but
no, do it. Leave it. Raw.
Yeah. So we're gonna be talking about the Suicide Squad.
Yeah. What just happened?
The weasel is dead! I repeat, the weasel is dead!
It skipped the part that's funny. Oh, where's Hector go?
God damn it.
Yeah, it skipped the part where that's funny, where they're like, did anyone check if the weasel could swim?
Yeah, I know. What the heck?
That's funny.
There he is again. You missed it because your internet is just lovely. I played. You'll be able to watch it when it comes out. Yeah.
I'm so looking forward to that and my spotty internet when I watch it too.
Yeah, you're like, what's going on? And I'm like, can't even see that. Yeah, the funny part in it wasn't really in there. Like, I thought it was funny that Amanda Waller's just like staring, like emotionally.
Yeah.
Did nobody check that the weasel could swim?
Yeah, they're like. All right, how are we starting this thing off? Are we gonna do the 3-star ratings?
Yeah, we should.
All right, so first we got to
the whole star thing going on.
I know. So first we got to figure out what it is that we're gonna rate it on.
Yeah.
So obviously there's just a cinematic movie. Just the fact that it's a movie, like an action movie. Maybe that's what we'll bring it down to. Action movie. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
A comic book movie.
Yep.
We need one more. We got to get a third one.
I would say you could.
He's like, I would. I love it too because like we need this input.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I would say that we need the.
That was perfect, by the way. That'll be great in the cut. Literally, you were like, I would say that we need a. And then it cut out. Yeah. Yeah. Greg,
As a comedy movie.
A comedy? Oh, that'd be
Yeah.
interesting. Maybe an action comedy. So, like, an overall movie, action comedy, comic book.
All right.
Yeah. Because as an overall movie, like, it's meant to be like an action movie. But yeah, it is definitely an action comedy movie. So, like, yeah. So basically the Michael Bay rating or the, trying to think of an action comedy. Like Jingle All the Way.
Right. Yeah.
Jingle all the way.
No, Other Guys. That's probably a good example.
Yeah, I think
Out of how many like stars? If you would do it like 5, right?
have we been doing 10? I thought we did 10. Just 5's a week. Let's do 10.
I thought we were giving it like just a rating, not a star system.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, out of
like
10.
Oh, yeah, whatever.
All right. Who wants to go first?
Well, since Hector is coming in clear right now, does Hector want to go first?
So yeah, I guess it's my time to shine. Since
It's like,
it's now or never. Fuck.
Like, so real quick, so I just want to tell you my.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
As soon as I start. All right, cool. Let's like I said, now or never. All right, so as an overall movie, I'm gonna give the rating after I describe my thoughts, because then maybe that'll help clear up the rating. I thought it was really,
you don't want to be brutal first?
yeah, no. I thought it was creative. I thought it was very like the pacing of the movie was good. There wasn't any parts where it was just like kind of stuck on boring. I thought the writing was really good in terms of like how they maneuver certain situations. And I'll go more into depth in the spoiler edition of it, because I don't want to, like, part of my rating is based on that aspect that I was just referring to. I thought it was very humorous, and again, direction was good. I thought the direction was pretty solid in terms of scenes, in terms of like the artisticness of it, in terms of the quality of the movie and the characters and the casting and things like that. So overall, I'd give it a pretty strong 8 out of 10. As far as a comic book movie, I actually would give it like a 9 out of 10, because it felt like a comic book. Like the scenes, how they open up, like we kind of talked about this with the Snyder Cut, how it was a movie, but it really did feel like the pacing and like the scene selection and just the way that they did everything felt like a comic book coming into real life, into action. So it felt like that very much for this movie as well. I think there was, a lot of kind of campy, outlandish things that were just very much like, okay, yeah, this would work. This is the kind of stuff that works in a comic book. It doesn't necessarily work in a movie unless you're making a movie that's like this. So this movie definitely knew what it was from the start. It was very self-aware, and I think it definitely portrayed the kind of comic book gore and violence and also humor that you kind of come to expect from something like a franchise like Suicide Squad. So I think it was a solid 9 there. And when it comes to like an action comedy movie, I'd rank it pretty high up there too. I'd rank it probably like an 8 or an 8.5, because there was a good amount of laughs. There was a good amount of action. And I think that, again, it wasn't boring. It kept my attention pretty much all the way through. I think the opening couple scenes were very like ridiculous and funny, and like mix the two kind of action and comedy into like one amalgam of what this movie is going to be. And I thought it was kind of a brilliant opening to this movie, essentially. So and I like the whole pairing of where you have 2 different squadrons, like 2 different Suicide Squads, which is pretty cool. I don't think that's a spoiler, because like the first scene you're gonna understand what I mean by that. So yeah, like I said, I give it an 8.5 for that as well. So those are my ratings, and on to the next.
So is a 8 for overall, 8.5 for action comedy, and a 9 for comic book?
Correct.
Nice. Yeah, I'm writing them down so the later when Greg wants to do something with them, he has these.
Yeah.
Well,
all right, Greg's gonna go next.
yeah. I actually really like the action. I would probably give that an 8. It definitely had action. The very beginning, I actually, well, I'm gonna save that for the spoiler part. Like, I want to know who you guys would have thought was going to die and who's gonna stay alive the entire movie.
Which for something like Suicide Squad, it's kind of fun to think about. Yeah.
And what I actually got sad about one character, so I was just like, oh, but yeah. Didn't know anything about the fucking weasel. Didn't know anything about that, and then that was a surprise, and I was like, what the fuck? So, yeah, that's good. Comic book.
Wait, did you rank it?
Oh, yeah, I said it was an 8.
Oh, my bad. Okay, go ahead.
Your internet just didn't catch that.
But that was for overall you gave it an 8, or the action you gave it an 8?
Action.
Gotcha. What was the overall then?
Overall for what?
So there's overall movie, then action comedy, then comic book.
Have you been paying attention? My internet caught that one, Greg. Obviously, you just weren't paying attention.
Overall, 8. Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe we should I guess like an overall.
Oh, there goes the clarity.
But yeah, 8.5, I guess, and
for comic or for which one?
Overall. Okay. Got
there
it.
You got to tell him.
8.5 for overall, and then comic book movie, I would say 9 because there are transitions that are pretty cool, like when they're in the elevator.
And this is the non-spoiler one.
Yeah,
Greg, it's the non-spoiler one. You're about to spoil it, Greg. What's wrong with you? He's like, yeah, but I like to ruin things.
I'll save that for the other half. But yeah, so 8.5, 9.
Nice.
All right, so we're running pretty similar on our rankings here, Greg.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Now it's my turn to tear this thing apart.
And boy, am I gonna.
Boom. Now, anyways, so I would say for an overall movie, I'd give it like. So it's one of those ones where so here's something fun to do whenever you tell someone to do 1 out of 10. You tell them they can't use 7 because 7's like one of those like neutral numbers. Like it's one of those ones you're like, yeah, it's pretty good, but like you don't know if you mean good or bad. So if I was gonna lean one way, I'd probably give it for overall movie a 6.5. And now it's only because I don't want to give it a 7, but I would give it a 7, right? So I'm gonna say that because I'll be the controversial one, right? And so the reason why I say that is because I'm very glad I saw it on HBO. Like I'm not sure if I would have wanted to pay to see that in the theaters. Like it would have been a good movie. I would have enjoyed it. Like I wouldn't have been upset that I spent the money. But it was like I think that there's stuff about it that could have been done a little bit better. But it's a good movie. Like it felt like one of those cult classic movies, like Mystery Men, right? Like I love that movie. But like as like a movie, like it's not like an excellent movie, but it's a great movie. Like so like I would watch it. I would say like and the reason why I want to give it something brutal like that is because like if you're gonna say like I don't know Titanic, I'm saying like just some cinematic movie, like something that's supposed to be a very well spelt out story. That's probably where I would put it for like overall movie because It is very like childlike, in some spots, a little aggressive in others. It's a really good movie. When it comes to action comedy, yeah, I'm gonna jump right up with you guys and say that's an 8. Like it was a great action comedy movie. There's definitely some stuff in there where like like you're about to be like in a really serious moment and then you get someone just breaking that tension. And it's funny because I just recently finished reading Total Recall, which is Arnold Schwarzenegger's autobiography, and he talks about that one of the reasons why he was like one of the biggest actors of all time is because he was that person who could take a serious role like the Terminator, and that small little cheesy corny line of "I'll be back." All of a sudden you're like, like that's kind of funny. Like it's not laugh out loud funny, but it breaks the tension when stuff is really serious, and that's what a good action comedy will do. Is it'll like tense it up and then be like, oh, that was awesome, and then just keep doing that throughout the movie, and it does that excellent. Yeah, I'm gonna give it 8.5. I'm gonna jump that up a little bit. And then for comic book movie, I would say that. So the part of the reason why I wouldn't give the normal movie that good of a one is like those transitions is very comic book like, and I love that. So I will also give it a 9 for comic books because like it felt like I was watching a comic book. Like that's
Right.
like, you know, and again we can talk about the transitions in the spoiler part, but like the transitions between scenes are phenomenal. Like it was really well done. In the beginning it almost feels cheesy, and then you're like, oh wow, like this really does feel like I'm watching a comic book, which is the best way to like to describe that. So like I think that like that's what I mean by like as an overall movie. I think that that's something that might be a little cheesy. It might not make it like this epic, like the Snyder Cut as an overall film could be rated like an 8, like that, or a 9, right? Like that just because it's very cinematic, right? That's what I'm trying to see. Like when I see overall film, like what would this stand up against, right? Like what would I watch this before I'd watch other movies? And that's why I give it a little bit of lower rating on the overall. But when it comes to like comic book movies, it's definitely up there. It's definitely a really good, fun one to watch. Like I could watch it again and still enjoy it.
Yeah, I guess I would rank overall on the intent of the movie, right? Like so that's like where I like rank it, not like comparing the cinematic quality in terms of like, wow, this is supposed to be a serious movie and that's the intent, and it's supposed to be a film, you know, it's supposed to be something that does
I don't mean like
kind of get
I
in
don't
there,
mean like
but
it doesn't match the seriousness of other movies. What I mean is like, would I watch this movie before I'd watch other movies, regardless
No, I get you.
of would I watch this before Billy Madison, right? Billy Madison comedy, right? Would I watch this before The Other Guys, right? Which we were talking about as like an example of an action comedy. And that's what I mean. Like, I think I would rather watch The Other Guys. I thought that was a hilarious movie.
Oh, yeah, that's
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I mean by overall movie. But like, it doesn't mean that I would rank it as an action comedy any lower. It's still a great action comedy. But
Yeah.
like compared to other movies, that's what I mean. So it doesn't have to be based on, you know, just thinking about all movies in one genre. I mean like all movies.
Yeah.
Would I watch this one? And that's where I'd rank it. I think like it's a good way to like
I
for
watched.
me to see that.
Well, I watched Suicide Squad twice. I didn't watch the first one again. I didn't watch it.
Exactly. Like the first one, I would not give that. I would probably give it like a 4.
Yeah. And I didn't watch the Justice League again, but it wasn't bad. It's more of it was 4
You watched
hours.
the Snyder Cut though, didn't you?
That, but I
Yeah.
count that as
Yeah. Okay, I thought you meant like you
watched
didn't.
that like a second time. I'm just like, yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, but like for example too, like it's for that movie, like it's just such an. It's kind of like the Lord of the Rings. Like some people want to watch those again. For me, like that one moment experience, it was like a story in my past. I remember. I don't want to watch them again. Like it was a great time when I watched them, and because of that, I would still give it a higher rating.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter, I could just keep watching, but it's not like Justice League isn't like that to me.
Yeah, well, that's because like that particular one was more like the Titanic. Like once you know like everything about it, you don't need to watch it again. It's like I get it.
the boat sinks. Got it.
Well, no, it's one of those great epic movies that's been made, but like you can't rewatch it and be stunned when certain things happen. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
Titanic 2 comes
but
out.
it's kind of, did you ever see the Book of Eli? Wait, what'd you just say?
Until Titanic 2 comes out.
Yeah, right. No, have you ever seen the Book of Eli?
I've never watched it all the way through.
Oh, okay. So you haven't watched it all the way through? Oh my
No.
God! See, that's the whole thing. When you watch it all the way through, you'll know exactly what I'm about to say. But the whole point is like, you can't watch it again the same. Once you finish the movie, all of the stuff you just watched is under a new lens, so you
Right.
can't enjoy it the same way. It's an epic movie. It is a great movie, and the end of it is like a huge part of it. And once you see the end, the rest is like, wait, what? Like that doesn't make any sense.
I think I fell asleep, to be honest.
That's hilarious.
The first time I tried to watch it, because I mean it was like late at night too.
I took a bunch of melatonin, drank some
Yeah,
bottle of wine,
exactly. Yeah.
some sleeping
I was
medication.
trashed. I was really trashed. I couldn't
I'm trying to
watch
take a picture.
anything.
What
to
is he
be
doing
honest.
over here?
Yeah.
I could like see us reflected in like the.
I can't. I'm gonna show you my viewpoint. This
Oh,
is
like
what I
how-
see.
Are we just like frozen or something? Wait, it's just you.
Yep, I can just see myself. I can't see you
That's
guys at all. And when you do the transitions, I can't see those either.
That's funny. Does the whole screen go black at least?
No, it's just it stays exactly how it is.
Oh,
I just
wow,
don't
that's
hear
harsh.
anything. I just don't hear anything.
Like, where'd everybody go?
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
no.
And then I start singing, and then you're like, "Oh yeah, you're not muted, bro."
Alright,
See,
well,
that's how that happens.
do you have the thing open?
What thing
thing
open?
No, that's fine. I got it open. I've been writing notes down in our thing.
Oh,
But basically, yeah. So the next thing I was thinking of doing that we can still do without quite spoiler alerts, but we can still just talk about the characters, unless there's a specific character you think would be a spoil. But I don't think there is. I think almost every character in there was shown at some point, right? Like in a trailer.
Yep.
yeah.
That's what I figured. So, anyways, looking at favorite characters, I put up a list of the 4 categories. I think that I want to see what you guys think is the funniest character, the coolest character, the worst character, and the best character.
Mm.
Yeah, we're gonna start with Hector since he's still alive.
Okay.
So we'll start with funniest. All right. So who do you think was the funniest character in that whole
Funniest
movie?
character. Shit. It's hard because I thought Peacemaker was pretty funny. Like just his whole vibe. Like, you know, he was very serious about being like a dick, essentially.
Your piece.
But also like King Shark was really funny. But like, you know, the cannon fodder characters were ridiculous as well. Like, so
Yeah.
it's hard to like rank those characters because they were all pretty much like destined to be, you know, memorable, you know, like in that way.
Yeah, intentionally made them memorable knowing it.
But
Cannon fodder.
TDK was I love Nathan Fillion, so like
What does it stand
perfect.
for?
It stands for me.
Yeah.
Your name is just letters. All
Oh. But yeah, we won't go too much into spoiling that scene as he comes back. But yeah, like that guy was that was like epic. Like just like, yeah, what does it stand for?
Your name is letters. All names are letters, dickhead.
Yeah, that was great. Who was that? The actor or there he's back. All names are letters.
it's like the 4th time. It's
Yeah.
like number 4.
It's so funny too because you're coming in crystal clear. Like it's ridiculous.
StreamYard goes off of the internet connection, like whoever.
No, but either way, like that means that he's broadcasting crystal clear.
So
that means his upload is better than his download, which doesn't make any sense. That's like never the case.
Dude, it legitimately, I can upload things to like Drive and Dropbox, but if I try to download them, it's like 2 hours, 3 hours.
Yeah, you might have something on your router that's blocking this because like you can set routers to favor certain broadcasts, and like so my cousin like ranks games higher, so like if I want to play my PlayStation, it'll pull internet from other sources.
Yeah,
But,
this is not my like home internet anymore. Like
the neighbors.
See, no, it's. I'm not gonna go into the details. It's just not mine anymore. Let's
Yeah,
just
it's
put it
just
that
funny.
way.
Yeah. But anyways, you were saying TDK, he's funny.
Yeah, I
Man,
think.
who like if you have to crown somebody's got to take the crown.
Okay,
You can go basic. It's okay.
No, yeah. So I'm gonna go with a character that went throughout the movie, and not just like, you know, like a cannon fodder character. Yeah, I'd have to say
That's
probably,
partially a spoiler alert.
Yeah, sorry. But you don't know the cast. You don't know which one is gonna survive. But I guess you know this person is gonna survive. King Shark is probably the funniest character throughout the movie.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I'll give you that.
All right, so what's the next category?
The next one is like just the coolest character, the person who just like that was awesome. They were in the movie, interesting. Like so, not the best character. The best character is like your favorite character in the movie, like all around, funny, best part of the movie, that kind of stuff. But who's just somebody who is just cool? Like it was awesome. Even like, and you don't have to say whether they died or not, but just even if they end up dying, like just somebody who was cool to have in the movie, even if it was just for a moment.
Well, I mean, I don't have any like predispositions to any of the characters that were in the movie. Like I'm not in favor of Harley. Like I've never really been like a super big like Harley Quinn fan or anything like that. I thought Bloodsport was pretty cool. Like I thought, for his power set, and like I learned a little bit about like the backstory of the character, and I'm like, okay, now I know why he was just pulling out weapons willy-nilly. So the original story makes sense. How it was done in Suicide Squad, nah, not really, but it's still cool. I thought he was the coolest character.
I'm trying to remember like what Bloodsport's actual power was supposed to be because I thought he had an actual power.
He's just a marksman. He's like deadly with any weapon, essentially.
Okay,
like,
yeah.
Trained assassin.
Yeah. So
All right, so what's the next one?
So the next one is the worst character, like someone you wish wasn't in the movie or like took away from the movie. Or
I might know who that character is. Maybe not.
He's like Bloodsport. Wait, what?
Bloodsport. Hated that guy. He was the coolest waste of time ever.
Coolest waste of time.
The character that didn't need to be in it, or that I did the worst character, man.
However you feel like it didn't need to be in it, didn't add to the movie, or like was unnecessary, or maybe even over the top, like that kind of stuff. Just anything that if they weren't in the movie, it wouldn't have made it any worse, or it wouldn't have made it any. Yeah, it wouldn't have made it worse if they weren't in the movie.
I can't say, man, because I think all of them were pretty essential because of the roles that they played in the movie.
What about
Who?
Milton?
I know Milton was awesome. What are you talking about?
Don't say anything else about Milton. We'll save that one because that was funny. But
How
yes,
dare you? How dare you?
That's hilarious.
Besmirch his memory.
Ironically, like it because of that, like he was, yeah.
Man, hard to say. That's probably that's like the question I couldn't answer, to be honest.
Even if it's like a bad guy too, like one of the partial villains that you feel like maybe they weren't the best role. All right, so here's this: even if they made the storyline go through, if there would have been a better character that you think could have taken somebody's spot.
I think the whole like the bad guy role being like switched partway through was dumb. So yeah, I'm gonna say like the El Presidente Luna. It was kind of that whole thing was unnecessary, I think.
Yeah.
El
Presidente.
Yeah, but that's probably like in terms of the cast of characters, like the squad.
I agree. I feel like the squad was pretty solid. All right, so then El Presidente. I actually kind of agree with that one. I don't know. I'll still have to think about it when it comes to me, but like I think that I would kind of agree with that. Like that seemed like an unnecessary shift that didn't need to happen. Didn't really move the story any differently or anything. It just was like, oh, it actually turns out he's a bad guy. Like they were supposed to be, I guess. But yeah. Anyways, so now who was the best character? So not just the funniest, could have been the coolest, like combination of everything, like the overall, like the person who made the movie great.
Okay, so I think Harley won points with me in my book. Like I said, I've never been like a fan. I've seen, Suicide Squad 1. I saw the Birds of Prey, and she becomes the focal point of a lot of those movies, right? Because she's a popular character. But I've never been like, what? Like I've always asked myself, why is she so popular? Like, why do people love her so much? And I get the whole female empowerment aspect. She's hot. She's kind of crazy. Kind of off the rails. So I get she's an interesting character. Let's just put it that way. But I've never really seen the like gravitas, But she scored some points with me. I think in overall writing and creativity, in the way that they executed her. I think Margot Robbie is an amazing actress. So she just kind of plays the role really well. But man, best character would have to be Polka Dot Man, bro. Come on. He's legitimately the best character. I actually no, you know what? He's competing too for the funniest character, to be honest, because it wasn't that he was funny, but the circumstances of everything that made him.
Yeah, spoilers on that. So yeah, we'll save those till
exactly.
After. Yeah, but definitely his whole persona and his story and his backstory and the rest of it's great.
Yeah. So that's my rankings right there.
Nice. All right, Greg, it's up to you. Who is the funniest character in Suicide Squad? Does this one have like a subtitle?
What?
Is it just Suicide Squad?
No, just the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
It's probably they're trying to remake it because the first one.
Oh, I get it. Yeah, I just figured they would have done like a Batman Begins.
James Gunn Suicide Squad. I don't know. / Guardian.
Yeah, James Gunn. Yeah. It's what is it? Brought to you by Carl's Jr. So who's the funniest character?
Obviously, Javelin. He's just no, not at all.
That'd be great.
Non-canon fodder character.
Oh, look at it. He's spoiler alert again. No, funniest can be in cannon fodder. It doesn't matter. Yeah, it's just somebody who is hilarious. Like you just can't tell people that it's cannon fodder. That makes it a spoiler alert.
Funniest? Probably well, who was Pete Davidson playing? Like what was his character?
Blackguard.
Blackguard. I knew it started with like black, but I thought it was like Black Sport or something. I was like, why is there so many names that have that? He was cool for like the time he was in the movie. That's a spoiler.
You guys are terrible at this. I feel like you guys like if you guys were put into like a chamber and they're like, if you do it, gas is gonna get released. Like you guys are gone already. I'm over here just like like this character.
I don't know. I liked Bloodsport's like rat phobia kind of thing, so that was kind of funny.
Spoiler alert.
Dude, just say the character. You don't have to describe why they're funny. Like it's not that difficult. Like, he's like, let me tell you the whole story, so you kind of get a gist of why I think this character is the funniest character.
Yes, Peacemaker was funny. There you go.
There you go. Look at it. Yeah. It's funny because he didn't spoil anything with him.
Third tries the charm.
Anyways, now we got the coolest character, who's just like badass, like awesome character.
Weasel?
You don't have to, huh?
Weasel.
Look at him. Look, do it again real quick. He's gonna do. He makes an obvious joke. Then he's gonna tell us all the spoilers on the next character. Then he's gonna change his mind, tell us the real answer, and he won't give any spoilers.
The badass character probably Bloodsport. He was pretty cool.
Polka Dot Man's also
pretty cool.
Come on, Greg. Be original, guy. Come on, guy.
All right, so we got Bloodsport. You get to be no OG over here. So, all right, who's the worst character? Who is unnecessary?
Weasel.
Again, it could Weasel.
No. What is her name? She was in.
Don't spoil it. Just you can describe a character without being like the one who dies.
Yep.
The orange chick.
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which chick?
Like
Mongola
or something like that.
Yeah.
Would you say the orange chick?
She's orange, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Her. Yeah, bad. That was.
What's her name? Spell that name.
It's like Mongol, but with an A, like Mongola.
Got it.
I think so.
Look at that. The name's so terrible. So yeah, I almost agree with that one. I forgot about her. That's actually literally like that's actually a really good point.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, that's two good worst characters to describe, like unnecessary.
Yeah.
Although it's so funny, the reason why I was interested in what you guys think the worst character is because sometimes having those characters that are terrible gives you like that perspective of all these other better characters. You're like, wow, that person's terrible. This one's funny, and it could just be that the other one was so not funny.
Yeah, the levels.
Yeah, whole nother level.
What is his name? Michael Roker. Is that his name? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I forgot his character name, but
Savant.
Yeah. Oh, Savant. Yeah. It was funny what he did in like the beginning of the movie with the thing.
Yeah, with the thing. You don't have to describe it. There's gonna be a whole section where you can do that, Greg. Like,
it was a cool little full circle
it's like,
thing.
Yeah.
We're gonna do it later. All right. So now there's more. Now, anyways, who's the best character? Who do you think was the overall or something like best character in the movie?
I won't say Harley.
No, you can say Harley if that's who you think is the best character. Like he was just saying that he's personally not a fan. So like I think that she was great in there, and I'm not a huge fan either. Like
I actually would probably say the best character was like a split between Polka Dot Man and Ratcatcher 2. Because she is awesome.
She actually, yeah, that's pretty cool. You don't have to spoil it, Greg. You can just say like she's cool. Like he's like trying so hard. He's like, he's like ripping his face off, trying not to talk about it. Jesus. Okay,
you're gonna need like an electroshock treatment thing. So like every time,
I need a Wi-Fi based one so I can get him from here. It's like, damn, Bluetooth gone.
Yeah,
out of range.
Wi-Fi with Hector.
Yeah, so it wouldn't work on me.
No, yeah, with you, I'd have to have a landline. You know?
Yeah, exactly. I just like plug it in.
All yours.
I have to attach the electrodes to my testicles myself. You know what I mean?
Oh Jesus. I was thinking of a shock collar on the neck, not the other neck.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't know where that testicles one came from.
Oh my god! And we just been banned. Damn it. So, anyways, now my thoughts. Funniest character. I definitely have to give it to Peacemaker. I don't care that Greg already said it. Like, I think that he was great. King Shark is definitely a great second choice. Like, if Peacemaker wasn't in, I would definitely say King Shark, because he was perfect in the movie. Like, just how he like went through it. Like, it was great. And like, the little like how he moves through the story and his like role when you're like, is he relevant? Like to like certain things just because he's so powerful. And you're like, it's definitely yeah. Yeah, Greg's doing a small spoiler with a finger. So, anyways, yeah. When it comes to coolest character, ironically, across the board, I'm definitely also gonna have to give that to Bloodsport, because, like, dude, just as a character, he's freaking awesome. But like, his story is cool. His action within the group is cool. How he gets pulled into the group is cool. Like, everything about him is pretty awesome. Worst character, damn, that Mongol one's good, but I don't want to like just take that one. I didn't even think, like, I really didn't think about it. Like, it went that quick. I was just like,
that a character that you have to pick her too. I guess that says something.
yeah. I think I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna give her. She gets two worst characters. I feel bad. We're gonna get letters from like the actress's family.
Well, she's not.
How
like
dare you?
She's not like Jar Jar Binks or anything.
No, yeah.
It's
not her fault.
No, dude. The worst thing is, though, Jar Jar Binks at least has like this whole conspiracy that he was the great Sith Lord all along. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, she doesn't even have that. Like,
She's still alive somehow.
Yeah, right. Oh my God, you guys are terrible. So, anyways, he's now realizing what he did. Yeah, he's like, couldn't wait. Anyways, so let's see. Best character in the movie. Oh, there's one that I won't say now, that I'll say later, because it was just epic that it happened near the end of the movie. But let's see. Who do I think is the best character in that movie? That is a tough one. I like having coolest in there and then having to pick the best one, because it's like, what do you define as best? It's like,
Right.
That's a tough one, because like, I would say that, like, overall, I think Peacemaker kept that movie going really, really well. Like, I really think that if I didn't put him as funniest, I might still put him as best, honestly. Like, I think that his character throughout the whole movie was a very...
You could barely see him.
Yeah, you know, I was just thinking of who the coolest one is. That freaking... I forgot his name. Oh my God. Now I'm thinking of the guy who leads the first team. So I won't say anything else. That's all I can say.
Flag?
Flag? Is it FLEG or AG?
AG. Rick Flag.
Yeah, Flag. Rick Flag? Yeah, I'm giving him coolest. So we'll talk about that later in the spoilers. I think he as a cool character, there we go. We'll take one from Bloodsport. But like, yeah, he was actually a really cool character. Very interesting. Didn't expect like how his story was going to play out. It was very cool. So I actually liked him a lot. And he kind of like had this mythos behind him that like I didn't know, and so I feel like he's got to be in the comics in some prominent sense, and I just didn't know about it. No, I'm saying prominently. Like, I'm saying like I didn't realize that it was of that much prominence. So then for best character, I definitely will still give that to Peacemaker, just because like I think that he just has a great role in the movie. He's also very funny in the movie, but like, yeah, just along the story, he's got a pretty awesome role. And I didn't expect that either. So like, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
You can't see him in the movie. He's like,
yeah.
That's pretty good. All right, so let's see. So we got rating system, we got characters. Anything else you think we should cover before we go to the spoilers? Because that was pretty
we've been streaming for almost 40 minutes now.
Yeah, that's perfect. I think that was a great. Oh, and there he goes. He's like, we've been streaming for 40 minutes. I'm getting the hell out of here. I just realized he can pull up the stream if he, and have it like running in parallel. You know what's funny? I wonder if he's got like 5,000 tabs open. Maybe that's what's happening.
No, he's not you. He doesn't have 5,000 tabs open.
I still actively do, and I'm probably coming in clear. I've got like 6 different Google Chromes, each with like 40 tabs open. Or no, sorry. I have 6 Chrome users. Each Chrome user has at least 1, but maybe 2 or 3 windows. Each of those windows has like 10 to 20 tabs. And I'm running InDesign and Dreamweaver in the background.
Oh my god.
With Discord and Slack open.
Why?
And other programs. Why is he taking so long to come in here?
I don't know. Might just remove him. And
I wonder if can he see our chat?
Not right now because he's out. But
yeah. We'll definitely have to. By the way, I wrote it down in the in our notes so that you can see it later. But there he is. Hector, can you see the chat? Like if I chat in there?
I just saw that.
Just sent it just now. So
I've been chatting. I've been sending things in the chat, and I don't think you guys can see them.
No.
Oh no, we don't see yours.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. At least you can see ours. That's helpful. I can at least like send stuff to you.
We're gonna have a buy me a coffee.
Wait, that's so weird. So your upload is good, so we see your videos, but you can't send us messages. Yet you can't see our videos. I don't understand. Maybe you're paying for SMS and you're not paying for video calls. I don't know.
Again, it's not my internet. It's not mine. I'm not doing anything.
I didn't do it.
I'm just a victim
We're gonna have a buy me a coffee
for my internet.
No. We're gonna have buy me a Wi-Fi router. That's not. I just realized. You know what he's doing? He's definitely siphoning McDonald's Wi-Fi. That's what it is. He's got a McDonald's nearby. He's logged in with the Mickey app and
Starbucks actually.
Starbucks would be better.
No, because there's always like 10 million people on it. So
yeah, for real, right? People parked in the parking lot. No, I swear to God, I'm just checking my tire pressure
for 4 hours.
Are you done?
Well, anyways, I was saying, now that we got the rating system and character stuff, we should definitely do this for like all our movies. I like this, and if we can think of other ones. Yeah, well, we were kind of coming up with this on the fly. Now that we know like what they are, we can know them ahead of time too. But if you can think of anything else to add to it for next time, because we'll have a heads up, I think that those are pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like those.
Yeah, and so if there's anybody out there that has any categories or things that they might, think might be good for like a rating systems or how we should change.
Exactly. Like that was pretty solid. Like I agree with everything Hector's about to say.
So Hector's rating was 8, 9, and 8.5. So that's
it's 8. There's 8, 8.5, 9. I'm doing an overall action.
Yeah.
Comic.
Mine just like mine. Yeah.
You did it backwards. So 8, 8.5, 9.
Yeah. And that means mine.
Greg's was 8. No, yours was 8.5, 8, 9.
Yeah. And then
mine. You got them all messed up.
Well,
8.5, 6.5, 9.
Listed differently than what I put. So anyway, try to do that. I was gonna do stars, but I couldn't find an emoji for that.
What? Just do you know how to Greg, real quick, hit the Windows key and the dot, like period, like Windows period, and that should pull up an emoji typer.
I found the emojis. I was trying to find stars.
You can search. You can type star, Greg.
Oh, it didn't let me search.
Didn't let you.
Oh wow, I'm retarded.
See the big search bar, Greg, where it says search and there's like a magnifying glass, like all the search bars that have ever existed.
That's whatever.
Is that what it looks like?
He's like, I didn't know internet stuff.
I don't know.
All right, cool. So are we going to do like a transition before we switch to the spoiler alerts?
Yeah. So
let's see it.
So yeah, what?
I want to see it. I know you got something prepped.
It's the same thing.
Jesus Christ, that was loud.
Yeah, it was.
Hector has no idea what just happened, but everyone who's
scared his Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
I'll stay on.
Yeah, for real. Like his Wi-Fi, like he can see us now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that was like so loud. It's like, dude, someone's at work and they have it turned down, and they're like, "Wait, are they saying something?" They turn it up right before that comes on. Blow out. They're next to the PSA, like the public service announcement mic, and they're at work. People are running out of work right now. They think their building's on fire. The gas leak's about to go.
We just started something right now.
I was gonna make another spoiler alert thing like that, but I was like, I already got one, so I don't want to make one.
Greg, do you know what we should do? Like right after that spoiler is done, we should immediately have like the clip of the end of the movie. Just to show someone gets shot in the back of the head, and you're like, oh my god, that was my favorite character. I didn't even know him. All right, real quick. So let's go back through our characters real quick, since that's the freshest thing in people's minds. Since they just watched our last one live or recorded, it doesn't matter. The point is, you've just watched it, and so the characters are fresh in your mind, and we want to tell you why we chose our characters. So Hector, why was King Shark the funniest character?
Well,
tell me everything. Spoil him. That was great. He was that funny. Like I'll be honest. Like I didn't like exactly like you didn't think he could get that funny.
He hit it right on the head.
Yeah,
everything you just said.
Honestly, like I it's almost like Hector. Honestly, I thought you put on a mustache and I just didn't recognize you. That's what I thought happened.
See,
literally, it's like the perfect timing every time. It's like,
I love it. It's great.
Hey, Hector, why don't you give me your really like important opinion right now?
And then for someone to see that I've got a lag switch under the table. Like I can't believe no one's guessed that yet.
This has got to be some kind of cosmic joke or of some kind. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe the thinker's involved.
There's a what if timeline of you having internet at work.
Exactly. Yeah. Let's see. Maybe that timeline turns out worse, and this is the better timeline. Who knows? Fuck. Yeah. So King Shark was great because I think they just wrote him with like a lot of comedic timing. Obviously, he wasn't like a dialogue driven type character, and when he did have dialogue, it was very much humorous. Like it didn't.
Just so you know what Greg and I are doing, we're putting our fingers on our lips like it's a mustache.
Why?
Because King Shark, you remember that?
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, he can't see us.
Yeah, no, that's why I had to describe it to him. We're over here doing it, and he's just talking away like we're not doing anything. I'm like, oh yeah, he can't see us.
Like he's in podcast land. He can't see anything we're doing.
I can't see nothing.
It's so fun because everyone who listens to this in audio, they're just like, what the hell is he talking about?
Yeah,
I can't see him. Like I can't see him either.
Who can see him? You guys can see him? Anyway, yeah, so I just thought his comedic timing was like dead on, and because of the way King Shark has been portrayed and like iterations of comics and the different shows and stuff like that, he's kind of taken on just in general a more humorous tone. Like before he was like, like a very imposing character. He's a freaking living shark dude. You know what I mean? So it was just cool to see him kind of changed up in terms of the persona that he had in this time.
I also didn't know like he was like bulletproof.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome. Like I just for whatever reason I didn't remember that. Like the second it happened, like I was like, oh yeah, like he is supposed to be like super strong. Like I didn't think about that, but I thought that was very cool because like even when those like when those remember the leeches, like those freaking weird ass like alien looking things, they were making him bleed. Dude, I thought he was gonna get eaten. Like I thought like there's 3 different times I thought he was gonna die. Like and obviously we're in spoiler alert world now. Like he doesn't die, but you think it the whole movie. Like there's 3 or 4 times that like something happens. You're like he's definitely gonna die now. And like that one scene where those like the little sucker things were on him, there was so much blood at one point. I'm like, oh my god, they just like eat him like to shreds. Like they went from like almost killing him to now he's like disintegrated. I was like, holy shit. So like yeah, like it definitely didn't turn out that way. So I was glad. He's definitely like I if they make a second one of these, I hope he's like involved somehow, even if he's not like throughout the whole thing, because he was definitely great.
I think they should keep this team. Like they should keep this team going forward. It's a good team, solid team. Okay, so next one.
Oh, next one was your coolest character, Bloodsport. So why was he the coolest character?
Honestly, just Idris Elba. I think he played the role so well. He had the kind of like serious but detached kind of mannerisms to him, where it was like he was the most serious, down to earth, like realistic character, but he still had those like moments of levity where he just didn't really care so much, and that was kind of like opening up these comedic doorways. The whole competition with Bloodsport, with Peacemaker, and the fact that they have the same power sets.
It's like you're literally like me. It's a better. I can use. Remember, he's like I can hit more in the center. It's like how smaller bullets. That was probably one of the best. Yeah. Was that the full circle thing you were talking about?
There was two. I think there was actually probably a lot more full circle moments if you really think about
But
it.
what was the one you mentioned in the spoiler free section?
I'm sorry. What's his name? I'm the one who remembered his actual name, and now I can't remember it.
What was he involved in? Was he in the office? Was he one of the super villains? What was he?
Yeah, the first villain. Michael Rooker's character.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, so we just talked about
Michael
it.
Rooker's character. Savant. Yeah,
Savant. There you go. See, okay.
Savant. What was his name?
So at the beginning, he kills a bird, and it was like that yellow bird, and then at the end.
Yes.
Yeah, the bird was eating him, so it was like that.
Yes, I got you. Yeah.
That was it. But yeah. So I just thought in general he was a cool character. He had a lot of like the slingshot thing from his wrist. I thought that was fucking dope. Like his weapon types. Like he had even though I thought it was really weird, there's like these key looking guns. Like what the fuck is this? But it was still like different. It was cool because it was different. And then he just pulling together these different parts from his thing. And I thought actually one of the coolest parts to me was seeing him run out of weapons because he's like looking all over his body, like trying to figure out if he has anything else.
One of those Deadpool moments where like he's reaching into his bag of infinite weapons. He's like, wait, what the hell? I didn't know this could run out. Like it was kind of, or like a Batman moment because like Batman always has something on his utility belt that he didn't end up using yet. And for like the first time, like somebody who's like that, he's like, wait, what? I'm empty.
I ran out. Shit.
And it's funny because he doesn't make it humorous either. Like he just keeps going. He's like, oh shit, like I'm out of stuff. So yeah, it was definitely
and yeah, just his look in general. I thought the mask was fucking dope. Yeah, he was probably the most illest looking character out of all of them. Like the most serious, like kind of badass looking character out of all the characters. So that's why.
It's interesting because like. The one thing I noticed was that even though they had famous actors in it, all of the actors in it are broad enough that I could not think of another role they're in while watching the movie. I think that was probably one of the best things about the movie was like, other than like John Cena, just because like wrestling immediately, outside of that, every other character while watching the movie, I believed they were that character. I didn't think, oh yeah, this kind of reminds me of when they were that other character. Like,
no, honestly, yeah, casting was
perfect. Like, because Will Smith like took away from it. Like Will Smith, love him, great actor. But he's such a big prominent character. First off, he's not going to die. You know what I mean? Like he's not going to be the major part of a movie where he dies and it's like the Suicide Squad. So because of that, like it kind of takes away from like that chance. Where like Bloodsport, if he died, like it would have sucked. But like I could have seen it happening. Right, like being the guy who sacrificed himself at the end. Like I could have seen him, jumping into that star thing, the butthole.
Yeah,
that was probably one of the funniest things. Like
full
that
circle moment.
Oh yeah, but yeah, that's definitely such a I agree. All right, worst character you selected El Presidente.
Yeah, because again, he just felt super unnecessary. Like I felt like okay, so I get that they were like playing off tropes, right? So like you have this like rich character and like he just has all these tropes kind of involved with him. He's like this, kind of narcissist.
You know what Harley gets?
Huh?
You're talking the one that Harley takes out?
Yeah. And they're setting up a villain and then destroying the villain before it becomes like he's not the center point of the movie, but like essentially like they're setting him up like he is going to be the center point villain, and then they kill him off. So like they're subverting expectations all the way through, and I thought that was cool. But at the same time, it did feel really pointless because like comparatively, right? So when you saw the general for the first time and then when you saw him for the first time, you're like, okay, I guess they're kind of on equal footing, but this guy's obviously the evil one, right? The general dude, right? So like I could always see him being the main evil character.
Like the other didn't even have to die, he still could have just taken over. Yeah, I got you.
Exactly.
It's kind of like Gohan going Mystic Gohan. Like it didn't matter, Goku still came back and beats Majin.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, to me, it just didn't make enough. Like, he didn't make enough difference, and I felt like maybe they should have made him like a meta of some kind, like, and that would have been, I guess, more interesting. Like, that would have gave him a more interesting role. Like, maybe he like he's the shapeshifter or something like that, and he was the general and the president. So like that would have been cool. Because that would have been like he could have played both roles. He could have been like the heartthrob, prince. and then the evil guy at the same time, and that might have been super interesting. But
it's
whatever.
kind of funny. I agree with the fact that like the other guy they play up. I actually think it was kind of funny that they just kill him, right? Like it was so quick, and you're like, by the time it does happen, you kind of see it coming, but you don't see it coming immediately. Like so they did that well, and then it was kind of funny. It's like, oh, you're dead. Like I just listen to my heart whenever like it says this. Like red flag killing kids. Like that's not good, right? Like,
no, yeah, and it gives that's another full circle moment I think from all these movies was that Harley has this like growth kind of arc through these movies, and it kind of again she's like now getting over, like if you watch Birds of Prey, she's kind of talking through she talks through her like interest for the Joker, and like it's like this whole like toxic relationship dynamic that they're just talking about in Birds of Prey, and then it seems like she's now worked through that toxic dynamic. That's
pretty interesting.
So yeah, it's kind of a full circle moment. So that's why I don't think this is an actual reboot of Suicide Squad, because it's the same character throughout. Like it's 1, 2, 3. So it definitely is like a continuation. But we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that after, because there was. Anyway, let's move on to the next one.
All right, yeah. So then the last one, the best character, Polka Dot Man. First off, who is Polka Dot Man?
What do you mean?
Describe Polka Dot Man.
Polka Dot Man, because we're doing a podcast, right? So Polka Dot Man is the most dullest looking character. He has the campiest kind of costume and
it looks like he's a painter. He looks like a painter and a janitor wearing
with some goggles, and some gauntlets.
Goggles. He's gonna go fly a 1950 airplane.
Exactly. He's very like he's out of place, right? Like so he's a very out of place character. You never know what his power set is, and you're like, what the hell? And they're talking about he throws polka dots at people, and you're like, how is this going to be relevant? And the fact that they make him pretty much the most powerful and deadly characters, aside from another character, which was like they're both kind of playing on this like I'm very non-imposing, and then at the end like you are very imposing. So and the fact that like again the actor was really really good. He had this whole like dynamic with his mom where he was like,
everyone was his mom. The starfish, dude.
And he was able to like
smashing through the building.
He's obviously got some like some crazy stuff going on, like some actual diagnosable kind of stuff going on, and he's very much like, I hope we die. Like I hope none of us lives.
Kind of thing. What was it? Bloodsport's like, oh, we're all gonna die. And he's like, oh, I sure hope.
Oh God, I hope so.
You know what I liked a lot about him too, actually, was the fact that he mentions he's one of multiple siblings.
Yeah.
Like that's a really good like setup for another movie, like to find one of those siblings or to bring one of them in. Like, it's very interesting.
And so he actually has a hero arc, which is funny because like he's like a tortured soul. He gets empowered with these things he doesn't necessarily want. He's like the most humble one. Somebody makes fun of him in the prison. He doesn't go after them. He just kind of lets it pass. So like he's actually the most heroic one. And then he's like the moment he self-actualizes and goes like, I'm actually a hero. Like I'm a fucking hero.
I'm a hero, Mom.
Bam! That's it. So
it was the perfect ending to a perfect arc.
Great character. Just the best character in the movie. I mean, there was a lot of like, again, I really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was super fun. It didn't take itself serious, but it moved at a really good pace. It added something to the DCEU when you're talking about like character development. And then also like, this is an event. This is one of those Marvel events that you can ripple into the rest of like the DCEU. So like, again, I felt like it was a really, really good movie in a lot of different ways. And James Gunn played so well on all the different, aspects of the characters that he was given with this, specific movie title and franchise. So
It's funny. I almost want to adjust my number to 7.5, but only the people watching live are going to remember that I said 6.5. But I'm actually glad I said 6.5 because I want somebody in the comments to be like, "That son of a bitch."
Exactly. We're just going to do that from now on. We're just going to be like,
I want to be controversial on purpose. Just like,
the Snyder Cut was terrible. I fucking hated every second of that 4 hours.
Every friggin' act starts off with a name. What kind of stupid thing is that? Like, oh yeah, so the spoiler alert on that. So basically, in this movie too, which we'll get to a little bit later, that like the transition scenes I was mentioning earlier, like those were phenomenal. So just to describe them, essentially every transition scene would start with something like fire in the background, or like roots, or like buildings, but they would be in the shape of like a phrase. So it'd be like, and now we go to save. Or what was the one where it said before it said Harley? It was like blow up the tower, and then it was like, and then like it was the fire, and they're like, oh no, we actually meant save Harley. Like like they put out the flames.
It's like chapters in a graphic novel. That's kind of what it
they
felt
basically like Deadpooled the Justice League. Like that's what they did. They were basically like making fun of it, which is perfect. Like it was such a good every scene had like this clever little like coming next, and like it would describe it, and like
in the elevator, like I said last episode.
It's like Kill Bill too. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. That's exactly.
But in the elevator it says dirty little secrets, and then that's where they air like all their dirty laundry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's cool.
No, it was definitely like a really cool thing. All right, so Greg, your funniest character, Peacemaker. What was his funniest line in the movie?
Probably the dicks all over the beach.
I forgot about that.
He's like,
Gladly for liberty.
Gladly.
It's like I fight for peace, even if that means I have to kill every single living person to get it.
I thought you were the crazy one. I am.
That little line was great. Yeah,
Just killed dicks.
No. What did Bloodsport say? He's like something like go like if this whole beach was full of dicks, I'd make you eat them up or something. He's like, I would do it gladly for peace and justice.
And then Bloodsport says, I think that peace thing is just a way for you to get away with
to justify.
Yeah.
To eat a beach of dicks.
And he wears a helmet that's like a toilet.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Like I don't know what that's supposed to be. It looks ridiculous. It looks like it was meant to be like a gladiator style or like Roman style helmet, but it looks like he bought it at like Costco.
No, he got it off Wish. That's what happened.
You know what I was gonna say though? That was probably one of the coolest scenes in the movie was when him and Rick are fighting, and you see the reflection of it in his helmet. Yeah, that was one of the coolest cinematic like pieces in the whole movie, where like he gets the helmet knocked off, and when he stands back up, it just does that like that slow pan across the helmet. Like that was such an
like
epic.
Science.
Yeah, the water.
Water.
The cups. Yep, exactly. Yeah, the only thing I wish they did is like it immediately cut to them fighting. I kind of wish it was like one of them kicking the helmet at the other. I feel like that's the only thing I wish that was going to happen was like the helmet moving is what would have transitioned the fight scene. Because you know what I mean? Like it just did a pan around it and then it just cut to them fighting, and I was like, I was hoping like I don't know, explosion or something would happen and move the helmet, and that's why the scene would move. So like that's the director or cinematic advice
I'll write a letter to James Gunn telling you that you're disappointed about
it. The way that it was done too, it almost felt like that's what they were going to do, and then maybe they did it and it didn't look that good. Like that's almost like what it felt like, because it cut so quick that I felt like there was a missing scene. Like that's what I mean. Like that's why I feel like the helmet getting moved in some way. Like even if it was like the ground cracking and it fell over, and as it fell over, it panned over, and then they're like, "Oh shit, we're about to fall!" Like whatever. So like that'd have been cool. All right, so coolest character, Greg, Bloodsport. What is the coolest thing that he did?
I just like how all the guns are like.
I know. What was the coolest thing he did? What was the thing in the movie where you're like, "Oh, he's a badass"?
Everything he does is pretty cool.
He's like, wow, I didn't even watch the movie. What's like one scene though that you were like, that was pretty freaking epic?
Yelling at his daughter.
That's brutal, Greg.
Yeah, right?
There's people that are right now crying on the podcast. They're like, what just happened?
I don't even have a father.
My dad's in prison.
I don't know. I like all his weapons and just how he acts as a character in general. So,
I would say the coolest, funniest thing that he did was when they went to go save Harley, and he's about to scale the wall, and she looks out, and he's like already like 4 steps up the wall, looking over, and he stays there like for way too long.
I like the freedom fighters like headquarters kind of thing, and like him and Peacemaker are kind of like competing with each other, and then the leader of the freedom fighters is like, I have a camp full of freedom fighters. How did they not notify me? They're like,
they weren't here.
And then
no one was here.
I turned him into my mother and killed him.
Yeah. I forgot about that. That line
real
was
honest.
My favorite that whole scene with that, like the going through the camp and like just murdering them. See, it was so funny too. Like that was done really well because they were killing them so nonchalantly. That's what made it so like ridiculously hilarious after. Because like these two were just like walking through and just destroying an entire camp of quote bad guys that turned out to be the resistance. But my favorite one was
like explosive bullet, motherfucker.
Yep, exactly. And then the other one was the fan. Remember, he shoots it, knocks the fan over in the tub, and gets electrocuted. Yeah, that's some pretty epic stuff. So, no, I would definitely say, that was a pretty cool scene. All right, worst character, and now you can explain it and spoiler alert it. Mangala.
She literally kind of kills a character I didn't want to die, so that kind of
right.
She jumps onto the helicopter.
She actually kills a ton of people too. Like she's probably the most deadly.
If she didn't do that, like the trees or the bamboo, whatever the fuck, got stabbed in the Captain Boomerang, like he probably wouldn't have died. Well, besides the explosion of the helicopter
or the chopping up of the blades. Yeah. Blades come at him, dude. There wasn't an explosion.
And then, in a fucking blender.
And I'm like, really? You got to kill him? Of like all people? Why did
Well, do you know what was interesting though? He was a different character though. He was in the first one. That's the only reason I think it's a slight reboot because it could just be a continuation of Birds of Prey.
Continuation just because like how her character is like growing.
But my question would be, Birds of Prey, because I didn't see that. Is it obvious that that's after the first one, the Suicide Squad?
Yeah, it's just
like you're certain it is.
It's when she gets out, like basically, like you know how they escaped from Waller the first time.
Yeah.
So they reference it. She's like, "Oh, I didn't like. How'd you end up back in jail?" Remember, Flag says that, and also she says, "Yeah, Flag was my friend." Well, how did they become friends?
Was Flag in Birds of Prey?
No, that's what I'm saying. He was in Suicide Squad,
the original one.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, never mind.
And Harley mentions as she's getting onto the helicopter, helicopter, whatever, that she knows Captain Boomerang too. She's like, "Oh, hey, Booma," and
Booma.
So she wouldn't have known him if they never met. So.
Yeah, no, okay, that makes sense. But that was definitely a different actor, though, wasn't it?
No, that's
Boomerang.
Same guy.
Really, he just looked different then. Like he didn't look like I remembered. It's been a while since I've seen him.
Maybe he had more of a Australian accent than
no physically looked different. Like his face looked different. Maybe he had a scruffier beard and this time it was pretty trimmed. I just don't like. I didn't immediately recognize him.
Kind of looked homeless in the first one.
Yeah,
he kind of looks a little thinner. Like I don't know why.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm saying. Like he looked like a different person. But yeah, it could have just been he was thinner and like a shorter beard because he's been in prison and he got some wins under his belt or whatever.
He had his moments though, like on the helicopter ride. He's like, "You think that's a fucking dog?"
Right.
Yeah. It's like, what kind of breed do you think that is? And then what's his face?
I don't know. It's a fucking werewolf.
It's a fucking werewolf. I didn't agree to be with a werewolf.
I don't fuck with werewolves.
Yeah, I don't fuck with werewolves.
I kind of didn't want Pete Davidson.
He said it like he's been around them before. That was great.
I didn't want Pete Davidson to die, but I kind of knew he was going to die because
I did. I think that was funny.
He's not like super important, so I'm like, he's probably gonna die.
I mean, like, I think it's funny that they put him in there and then killed him. Like, that was great. Like, that was just one of those things where you're like, is he gonna be a big part of this? And then I was like,
yeah, like in the second Deadpool, spoilers. In the second Deadpool, Brad Pitt was the invisible dude.
Yeah. Invisible Man.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like that is perfect. Like that's such a brilliant way to do it. Like you can, like that's why it would have been funnier if Will Smith was somebody else in the first one and like died in the first 10 seconds. But they can't do that with Will. And the reason why, by the way, that was what I was saying earlier. The reason why Will Smith isn't going to die in a movie because he costs too much to be in a movie. They're going to pay him $20 million to kill him off that quick. Like never. Like that'll never happen.
He'd
right?
Be known as like the actor to get $20 million for like 4 seconds.
Yeah, but who was the Invisible Man again?
Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt, yeah, I almost said Ben Affleck. I'm like, it's not Ben Affleck. Brad Pitt, yeah, exactly. Like that's the point. It's like you get someone like that. Like if he's willing to do a quick role like that, that's funny. Like he's like, cool. I'm gonna be in a Deadpool movie. I don't know how much he got paid, but if it was like a small amount, that'd be cool. Like he just gets to go in, gets worked real quick. It's such a great way. And honestly, oh yeah, Milton. So now the spoiler for Milton. Like Milton, honestly, he's like who was the guy with that didn't die when they parachuted in Deadpool? The guy with no powers, remember?
Yeah, I forget his name.
He's basically a Milton, though. Is the whole idea? It's like this character that, like, why the hell is he here? And like Milton, like, it's just this character with no powers. He's just there for like way too long, to the point where even you forget he's there until they make it prominent that he's there, and then they immediately kill him.
I have never met Milton. Who is Milton?
Listen, I'm pretty sure I'd remember a Milton. I don't even know anyone called Milton. And then later she's called Bloodshot Milton. Like, we got this Milton. It's like, I'm not Milton.
Aren't you Milton?
We had a whole conversation about it.
A whole conversation about you being Milton.
yeah, that was actually a pretty funny moment. All right, and then the best character you said was the rat catcher, too.
Yeah, because her dad's pretty cool and is the doppelganger of Hector. So
the doppelganger of Hector.
Yeah, he had like a picture on Instagram or something. I was like, holy shit!
Yeah, I look like White TT.
That's crazy. Yeah. Or he's Korg, if you want to call him as that.
Oh yeah, shit.
Yeah.
No, that's not Korg.
White TT sure?
Korg.
He plays Korg.
I don't think that's Korg. I think that's this guy from Yes Man.
Want to say that? Why?
The voiceover actor is like the bank manager from Yes Man.
Is it? I thought he played Korg.
He directed. Like no. White TT directed that.
Yeah. Motion capture is Korg. Motion capture is Korg. Let's see. And Suicide Squad. Yeah, he was in both.
Yeah.
So White TT played the voiceover actor?
Yeah.
For Korg?
Oh man, I don't know about the voice. I don't know.
That's what I'm talking about.
He's CGI. He did motion capture for him.
Okay.
He's CGI. It is him. Like it's not somebody else. It's just CGI.
I'm talking about the voiceover.
Yeah, the voice. Because
I don't know if he did the voice, but he did the motion capture for Korg.
That's dope. He also directed that movie too.
Yeah.
Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I'm hoping that that's his voice too for just that character.
I would say having memorable done.
But yeah, Ratcatcher 2 was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I don't know if he did the voice. It just says, I'm looking at it right now, he did the motion capture suit as Korg. So he acted as Korg, but I don't know if he did the voice. Huh. Yeah, and then he was the original Ratcatcher.
Get on a spaceship and get out of here.
Yeah. Did you see the Deadpool trailer?
Yeah.
Korg is sitting
next to him? Free guy or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to see that because, dude, they're doing so much. Dude, he is such a great promoter. So I drink all that G Fuel I mentioned before, that powdered energy drink. So I have way too much of it, and just for the visual people, I have like just tubs of it back there. I've got to have 20 something tubs of G Fuel, and like that's not okay. But the point is that they do like these brand deals with people, and I've never seen like it moves so fast. That movie came out and they launched a free guy G Fuel called what was it, like Fruit Blast or something like that, or I don't know what it was, but they immediately released it. I'm like, damn, like they've been doing so much promo. Like I remember they were promoting that, what was it, 2 years ago, and then COVID happened, so they paused the release, and now they waited till theaters open back up, and then they're going hardcore. They got Deadpool promoting it. Like that was such a brilliant turnaround. Like they're doing. I love him. He's awesome.
Maybe we'll talk about that movie at some point because I do want to see that movie.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see it soon.
Yeah.
All right, so now I'm gonna go through mine. I've got funniest as Peacemaker, and I just have to say, like, throughout the whole movie, every single tense scene was broken by him until the most tense scene, which he causes, which is great. That's why I was saying, like, he's also my,
Because he's thorough.
He's thorough, yeah. Basically. Like right off the bat, like one of the things that breaks the tension in the movie extremely hardcore was that line where they're like, Project Starfish, and they didn't know what it was about, and they're like, sir, Starfish is also like a nickname for the butthole. Is there anything to do with that? And it's like, what? It was like
Random.
It was so random, so confident that it was just perfect. And like throughout the rest of it, yeah, like I'm willing to kill as many people, women, and children, whatever I need to for peace. Like it was like, what the fuck? Like he had so many lines like that throughout the whole thing.
Well, what's funny too is like Bloodsport. He was like, no one needs to eat a beach full of dicks, bro. Like no one needs to do that.
Yeah, exactly. And like he like throughout the whole thing, like he's just so hardcore about it. Yeah, like where and like yeah, the scene. What was the scene I was talking about where they're going through and killing everybody? He's like, or no, right in the beginning when he's like, oh yeah, so you're basically just like me. I thought you said this team was unique. And he's like, I am unique. I'm better than you. It's like, I am you, but I'm better. And then it's like, what do you mean? It's like, I hit dead center shots. He's like, yeah, but I hit more center. What does that even mean? Smaller bullets, and then I go right through the hole of your bullet. I don't touch the sides. Like, it's stupid. And then obviously they had the full turnaround when Bloodsport at the end of the movie, because we haven't even described what actually happens. They both shoot at each other, and you're like, oh man, their bullets are going to bounce off each other because they both shoot dead center. And instead, Bloodsport, I was going to say Bloodsport actually uses a smaller bullet and shoots through the center of Peacemaker's bullets and actually hits him and clips him in the shoulder. Like, it was such an epic, like, yeah, it's it's very cool. It's like, how did you do that? Smaller bullets. Like, yeah, so he's definitely the funniest, coolest character, Rick Flag. Like I was saying, I think like he's kind of like just a badass throughout the movie in the sense that he's just like Bloodsport is cool, but like over the top cool. I on purpose, like I like that. It's cool, but I think Rick Flag is like just this awesome character that he's leading the team. You think he's dead, he comes back. Like he's very doing the right thing, like that kind of thing. That's what I mean. Like he's just like the true like ironically like what Peacekeeper says he is, you know what I mean? Like he's the one that will actually do what's necessary for truth and justice, that kind of thing. And when he fights Peacemaker, or Peacekeeper, like no, it's Peacemaker. I keep doing it. Damn, these names are like so close to so many things. Peacemaker, his scenes when he's fighting him, like dude, he's freaking strong as hell launching, because Rick is just a normal guy, right? He's just a soldier, right? Like he is getting tossed around, and he's like still like like when he's like trying to choke him out with like the metal bar, and he finally gets stabbed with the ceramic tile. Like dude, even the look on his face where he's like, no, like I can't do anything, right? And like the fact that the Ratcatcher 2 was there to like see this, like it was like I don't know. I feel like he was that character that helped keep everything solidified, moving stuff forward. And like you feel really bad when he dies. Like you weren't quite sure if that's how it was going to happen, right? He could have been trapped, maybe something else, like maybe like he'd escaped, but like seriously wounded. Like dude, that guy's dead. Like it showed the Mortal Kombat X-ray attack of his heart getting stabbed with the ceramic. First off, that was also awesome because like when that happened, that's the first thing I thought. I'm like, oh my god, he's got Mortal Kombat fatality over there. Like, dude, I swear to God, whoever made that, like decided on that, plays Mortal Kombat. There's no way. Like somebody saw that and they're like, these X-rays are over the top. People would die when this happens. And he's like, yeah, they would. Like, we should put that in Suicide Squad and show when somebody gets dead, like they're actually dead. Like, oh, yeah, there goes Hector. But yeah, I definitely think that made him a really cool character, though. Just somebody like, because you actually do miss him. Like, that's like, oh shit. Worst character. I'm gonna double down on your Mongol. I definitely agree. There was somebody else too. I was thinking of. Oh, he's in here twice. That was weird.
Yeah.
Are you good? Is he frozen? No, I see him
there.
Damn, there's somebody else I wanted to say as worst character. Oh, this was somebody, I don't think it was the worst character, but I think they could have picked someone better than the Thinker.
Oh.
I wanted to say that earlier, but I feel like
not die because
well, that's exactly what I mean. Like I almost chose him as worst character, but it would have been a spoiler alert. Like he didn't do anything of any significance. Oh, are you there?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I just saw him like join again. That was
bleeding out of this.
Oh, gotcha. Anyways, but like I feel like he really didn't do anything other than the fact like the starfish happened because of him, but we don't see him do any of that, and then suddenly he's dead. Like it didn't make any sense. Like I felt like he was an unnecessary character in the movie, and I didn't want to say that earlier because like was he in the trailers?
Yeah.
Oh, he was.
They tease him as being in the movie. I thought he was going to be somehow part of the Suicide Squad. But
yeah, like, that's what I mean. Like they could like it would have been better if he got like captured and then like he could have been in the next Suicide Squad.
But
Like
he's
even like his
he's like a villain that you would want to be in a movie, like another movie. Like
yeah, like it just seemed like he didn't do anything in this one. And I'll be honest, like even like the visuals, like the stuff stuck in his head, it seemed very fake. Like I don't know why. Like it very much reminded me of like someone in a like that was an extra in a Deadpool movie where like it's intentionally not done well. And I almost wonder if it's because they knew he was gonna die, so they weren't gonna spend a ton of time making him look really cool because like they didn't. Like like the things that literally they show him back in the day and he's got like 3 tubes in his head, and then later he's got 10. And
I think the last season of The Flash that I watched had the Thinker, and he was an okay looking one.
Yeah, like it just I don't know. It seemed like although I'll still say Mangala was like an unnecessary character. Although ironically, like I said, like she was she was terrible, but without her, 3 people wouldn't have died. We needed them to die. So it's like instead of having them get killed by the soldiers, which they should be able to defend themselves against since they're supervillains, instead they had a supervillain that went a little too rogue. And then the other one I was going to say was ironically the character, the first character, Savant. I didn't like how much of a bitch he was when he died. That seems so over the top. Like this guy's a badass. He breaking birds' necks. I know, but it seemed over the top. Like I don't know. It like the rest of the movie was great after that. And like didn't they show his blood to write wasn't that one of the first transitions too? With the blood. Mm-hmm. So like I get it, maybe they just wanted that and the cool little bird coming around to kill him or eat him, but like it's weird because that bird doesn't belong on that island. Like
yeah, because I think what the whole point of that was like the whole so the Savant was the first character you saw. He kind of had this real serious mug to him.
Oh yeah,
Michael Rourke,
yes.
And it's meant to this whole team,
everyone's
the first team. Yeah, they were just cannon fodder, and everybody knew it.
Yeah, even the first guy, and that's why they hide Rick. You know what I mean? They make it like even Rick's gone, and like obviously Harley's gonna live, but like it's one of those things where like you think she might be the only one, and that actually would make sense, and still Rick lives, so that was kind of cool. And then spoiler, the end credits, Weasel's still alive. Yeah. Like, and I was like, God damn it! Like anyone else could have came back. What a stupid character.
Are you guys aware of the end scene, the end credit scene? Like
was there a second one?
Yeah, there's a post credit scene.
What was after the post credit scene?
All right, go ahead, Greg.
The Peacemaker.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry. Okay. That's right after that. That's in the same thing.
I watched to the very end because I saw someone said, "Oh, there's a post credit scene." They only said that there's one guy that makes Ace.
Yeah, but I thought the Weasel thing was like the end of. Maybe I'm crazy. Either way, I know what you're talking about.
Movie. That's
Weasel. It was Weasel, and then like it went to it went
credits
or whatever, and then it went to a hospital, and I was like, wait, what? And
yeah, it wasn't like that long of a. Like I just waited. Like I didn't even leave. Like I was already standing up. Like
work.
Yeah, but anyways, yeah. So that was one of the interesting things. Yeah, Peacemaker. When he gets shot through the bullet with that smaller bullet, he dies, right? And so later, when they show up, there goes Hector. Later, when they show, the Weasel getting out of coughing up water and then just running off into the woods, which was the thing that was interesting about that too, is that remember they showed Weasel dead on the chart. Remember that? Like they showed the people going red, like the Suicide Squad team members dying, and they weren't hitting any buttons. They were dying because like their tag was reading them as dead. Yeah. So it was actually interesting that Weasel came back because I wonder if he's no longer tracked. Like if they pulled up the data, they would find him, but like they're not intentionally tracking. They probably took him off the roster.
Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting because like he'd be an interesting character, like to come in mid to halfway through this like a follow-up movie and ruin something on like accidentally. Because they weren't tracking him. They're like, where the fuck does this Weasel come from? Where's his thing? And they can't find like the button to kill him. You know what I mean? Because he's not registered in the log anymore. And they're trying to get rid of him. And he's like causing like that would be a really funny way to use him again. Because other than that, he was like an annoying little character. I would definitely say, I didn't like that the Savant like ran away like such a bitch. Like I wish there was some other way. Like maybe you know what I mean? Because he could have tried to escape. and maybe he was just like, fuck you guys, I'm leaving, I'm not just gonna die, right? Instead he was like, like whining. It was so ridiculous. And I guess it was kind of funny. Like, so I'll get, if that was meant to be a comedic scene, like, sure, but like if it was meant to be like oh my god, we're going to kill somebody, you know, like it seemed a bit he seemed a bit over the top dramatic about it. It was very weird.
Well, it was better like how he died than when in the original Suicide Squad, like Slipknot, he like kind of went to go do his own thing and, you know, went against the
Slipknot.
He was the Native American.
The Native American dude.
Yeah, what happened though? I forgot how he died.
He tried to escape.
He just tried to escape, and
yeah,
it was just a show like, oh, they have like the control, like they can blow you up if they want.
Yeah. That's kind of what I mean. Like when they show like, oh, we can kill you. Like we've already seen the first Suicide Squad. We know they can do that. So to show it in this one unnecessarily seems weird. So that's why I mean, like I wish it was like him doing something other than like, like he was like whining. Like also,
I think it was
like looking back at it now, it's more funny than anything, but it was just weird. Like I just like it felt awkward. The movie moves right on after that, so it didn't bother me too much. And it shows the cool blood transition scene, so I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And so I kind of forgot about it, but it's still something that sat with me the rest of the movie.
I think it was more like the whole like horrors of war kind of thing. Like they were trying to make it like
like this guy's supposed to be a super.
Oh my god! But I mean, he obviously wasn't a top tier villain anyway. Like he was in prison for a while. Like nobody even knows who Savant is really. So
that's what I mean. That's why it was funny. Like I guess that, yeah. In that light, it does make it more funny than it does ridiculous. Where it's like this kid, they make him look super serious and he kills
exactly.
a bird, but like he's so dumb. Like he's actually really afraid. And, like,
yeah, he's in the end, he's just a coward. I mean, the entire time that they're on the beach, he's just standing there. Like he's not doing anything. Like
he's watching everyone get murked.
Yeah.
So also I'll say this too, the most worthless supervillain. So this one wasn't one of the categories, but because of this particular one, the most worthless is that one with the floating arms.
The detachable kid.
Wait, DK stands for the detachable kid? What the fuck?
Dude, it's so great, dude. It was like the dumbest power ever. And like, yeah, he's just like slapping them. I think the funniest thing was just how long it took for those guys to like shoot the arms, or him standing 20 yards away. They've got machine guns, like 40 of them, and they just waited until the hands came all the way up to them and started slapping them. Like, get out of here! And then they start shooting the arms, and he's on the ground going,
yeah, exactly.
So like he was funny, but like one of the most worthless superpowers. Like, could you imagine like getting that power and being like, damn, I
think it was the funniest thing because it was like they made it so like you would imagine that he's releasing these arms from him and like just somehow they're gonna have more strength. You know what I mean?
You think like they're like
fly in the air, yeah. But
it's just like they're almost weaker.
Yeah, but because there's no weight to them. It's like your arm, like how much force can you generate?
It's almost like they were weaker taking him off. Like he would have been better running into battle. But like instead of like poking them in the eyes or like getting them at the throat, he was like slapping them. Like
he just like bitch slapped them.
He was just like annoying them. Like it wasn't even like walk. It was like a 360.
Muggles came in and killed the rest of them. That's what happens. Like he's basically like, "Hey guys, I distract them. You guys okay?" She's like, "Yeah, I got this." Just like mows down. And she also took out like a ton of bad guys, or bad guys too. But like it was crazy, like how ridiculous he was. And then so then again, my last one's the best character. I got to give it to Peacemaker again, and the reason I give it to Peacemaker is because he's one of the funniest characters. He's also just a badass in a lot of the stuff that he does. The the fact that he's the one that goes dark. Like I almost forgot like that should be like if you look at it, like if I watch the movie again, I would realize at some point like, oh yeah, one of these guys has to be the bad guy of bad guys, like in Mortal Kombat Kano, right? Like there's got to be a Kano that like turns on people, and I just didn't I wasn't thinking about it at that point. And so when once the card came out, they're like, oh my god, this has the footage of all the stuff that's going on. I was like, oh shit, like Peacemaker's the bad guy. So it was like it was kind of interesting to see all that happen. It was cool how all that happened. It actually sucked to see him die. I was actually disappointed. I'm like, damn, he would be a really cool follow-up bad guy, or like to like branch off. Yeah, I know. And then the end credit scene, I was like, damn, that was good. Like it got me. Like I thought he was dead. Like because the other thing is like kind of like the Will Smith thing. He's John Cena. He's big. He's not so big. Like they could kill him off.
Yeah.
And so it was like one of those things. Like, damn, they might do that. I was like, it was kind of cool. Like he played an epic role. He was super funny, and they took him out. And instead, they kept him.
I saw dude that plays Bloodsport. I can never say his name, so I'm not.
Idris Elba.
Yeah. He just wants to get the rundown from Jim. He actually pitched a movie idea of like a prequel to the Suicide Squad, and it's him like fighting Superman. So
Yeah.
That would be epic. Like that's what I mean. Like this Suicide Squad opened up a really cool world. Like it definitely made it so like I expect other things to branch off of it, not just Suicide Squad.
I also just thought of there's a Flash movie coming out, and it's
Flashpoint.
So all of those characters that did die, they could come back.
Yeah, well, remember what? Damn it, Batman from is it not Batman Forever? Batman and Robin? No,
Michael Keaton.
Is that Batman Forever? Yeah. So Michael Keaton's gonna be in it as Batman. Like that's fucking like that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like so, there's a ton of stuff they can do with that, and it's kind of funny because I remember hearing was it Kevin Feige talking about the fact that he was like mentioning all the MCU stuff that's connected, and at one point it got brought up that literally, so Thor is a playable character in Fortnite. And they now count Fortnite as one of the universes in the MCU.
Right.
Yeah. And there's a couple other things like that. Like all the Spider-Mans are in it. Like there's they're going to be bringing that up at some point where they want to get was it Tobey Maguire and the other guy? I forgot the other guy's name.
Andrew Garfield.
Garfield. Yeah. They want to get them in a movie, and like so like that's kind of like super interesting how they can branch on that. And it almost seems like the DCU is trying to like get into that faster. Honestly, after watching this Suicide Squad, and Marvel did it. They started Iron Man, then they did who was after Iron Man?
Thor. Captain America. Yeah. Captain America.
Yeah.
Captain America was the second movie?
I think so, yeah. And then it was Thor.
Are you trying to think of timeline wise or like when?
Yeah, timeline wise. Yeah. So anyways, so it's like Iron Man, Captain America, like they're doing one-offs. Yeah. This was a really cool way to create a whole universe without giving us all the superheroes. I wish that they started with this Suicide Squad and then tried to create a DC universe. I think that would be a fantastic way to build up the universe.
This is actually a pretty cool restarting point for them.
100%. It would be excellent. I want to see a world where one of them breaks out, they somehow remove the chip, and then they introduce a Batman or a whatever.
Do you guys know that there's going to be a miniseries of Peacemaker on HBO Max?
I did not know that.
Yeah,
that's
John Cena.
Really cool.
That's why they had that credit scene with him.
Yeah, with John Cena.
That's really cool. But like that's what I mean. Like they could immediately, like you know they have the DC shows on what is it Warner?
Yeah, Titans.
CW. Yeah, like honestly, I would love to see them do that with villains. Introduce the good guys in the TV shows and then make a good guy movie. I think that would be freaking epic. Like that's such a weird way to do it. You're building the universe just like the MCU did in the sense that I now care about characters, except now I care about the bad guys.
So
and the DC universe is meant to be a darker universe, like especially the one they're building. I know there's lighter versions.
Do Gotham first and then just build everything.
Yeah, dude, dude, Gotham, like I know that people for whatever reason like crap on that a little bit. Like, dude, I think Gotham was like such a cool concept. I don't care how cheesy it was sometimes. I love that universe they built.
I just didn't like Barbara.
I don't care. Like, the Barbara thing was weird.
If you think Gotham was cheesy, then you should never watch the Flashverse, the Flash show, or Green Arrow.
I like all those though. Like that's what I'm saying. Like
Gotham was way more tolerable than any of those shows.
Yeah, but I've heard enough people crap on it for whatever reason, and it's just like sometimes maybe
because it wasn't Batman. Stuff, that's why it wasn't Batman. I
don't care. Like
I thought it was good. I thought it was good introducing the villains of Gotham, the whole mob scene.
But the thing that I wish they did was like that was the start for the Batman movie that should be made. Like, I don't know why they wouldn't just try to capitalize on that. Like, that's such a cooler way that, like, it's not cooler. It's just different. It's so different. It's kind of like, I heard at one point they wanted to remake Indiana Jones with a woman. I'm like, why? You have Tomb Raider. Like, that's already awesome. Like, that's a totally different, very similar concept that's so different. It's yours.
Yeah.
That's what the DCU should do. Start with the villains and then build the superhero world. That would be such a fucking epic way to do it. I want them to do that.
But
And it would actually be a much more grounded way to approach their kinds of stories, because in DC, even in their comics, like the superheroes are like gods. Like they're like so super powered that like now
That's why I
really
yes.
compares to them.
That's kind of what I mean too, because the problem with the DCU, like I've said this for like even before like the first Iron Man movie came out, before this MCU was created, my main difference I realized was that the MCU is a much more believable version of the DCU, because literally DCU, it has Metropolis and Gotham, they're fake cities. In MCU, they've got New York City, right? Like they're literally basing them in reality from the beginning. Then you look at the characters. There's a Superman-like character, there's a Batman-like character. There's all these like characters, except that they're all actually vulnerable. They can all actually get hurt. Where like, if you think about the Justice League, you have Superman, who's basically immune to everything except for one rock. Keep the rock away from him. He's indestructible. Then you have
magic.
Then you have the green, I know, and magic, right? Then you have the Green Lantern, who can create anything that his will desires, which means if he is willful of everything,
he's cosmic. He's not even meant to be on one planet. Like he's supposed to be high. Like
he's so
taking the whole
he can take
sector.
care of an entire galaxy cluster, or something like that. It's supposed to be something crazy large. So we're losing. Damn. But yeah, like that's such a like overpowered version of what like the MCU equivalents are. And so to start off with these supervillains who can be there it is. Yeah, but yeah, like we were just saying, like he's supposed to protect like the cosmos, and instead, he's just on Earth, and they try to make that like it's a story.
Yeah, their heroes are just so much larger than life, and their villains actually have more of a grounded, realistic story as to why they became who they are. Like all of them, like Catwoman, Poison Ivy, like they all have, like even Lex Luthor.
First I was a boy, then I was a bat.
even Lex Luthor has like a really like you could tie in like again father's expectations. The whole rich boy complex. Like there's a whole bunch of these different psychological things that go into their villains that become more relatable to the average person. Like all of these other characters, like their superhero characters are so like far above what's normal and what's like that's like we talked about it numerous times. That's why like Spider-Man is such a big hero, because he's probably one of the most relatable heroes
that's 100% the reason why, because he's a teenager, he's not an adult. That immediately connects with the reading audience. He's still dealing with high school problems, let alone trying to be a superhero, right? Like he has all of these things where he has to be worried about and like even the great power comes great responsibility. As a kid, like teaching kids responsibility, like that's something that even parents want their kids to read. Like it's such a powerful story.
He's like really the only superhero that like he is trying to balance both lives. Like really, like his story is half and half.
Yeah, like Batman, like he's a billionaire, so all he has to do is get wasted every once in a while, and
exactly.
He's fine.
He just goes to a board meeting occasionally, and he
goes to a board meeting once a month, and he goes to a bar 3 times a month, and he's like, cool, everyone saw me.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah, and that's what I mean too. Like Tony Stark, like one of the things I noticed was what is it? Iron Fist, the show.
Yeah.
It seems so weird. Like he had 10 years of training. He should be like an expert martial artist if that's all he did for 10 straight years. Like that would be insane. Like if you did nothing but train martial arts and you had like this inner power, you should be absolutely insane. Yeah, and
you have no other distractions.
Like, yes, that's what I'm saying. Like he should be ridiculous. And instead they make him like a whiny little bitch, which is why the show like is not the best show. All they had to do was give him a little more like Batman style demeanor, and he would have been way better of a character, way more interesting of a character, because he kind of has the same story. Right, of the origin story. But you're right, like with Iron Man, like he doesn't have the same origin story as Batman, but he has the same power set, and it just seems like even him flying around in a suit seems more viable than a bat who can fight Superman.
I like in terms of Iron Fist, I even like personifications of Iron Fist where he's kind of like an arrogant douche, and he's kind of like Luke Cage's sidekick in a way. Like he kind of like has that, like he has a little bit of the comic side of it. Like when you have the Iron Fist and Luke Cage team up, he's kind of like the comic relief, but also like he can back it up. Like he talks crap, or he's very lighthearted because he can get down to business really easily. And yeah. You don't get that in the Iron Fist show at all. Like it's
say,
like
like,
iteration of
the reason he's supposed to be like that too is because he stopped his life at like 13.
Exactly.
15. He's meant to be a kid.
Right.
So he basically picture being like if you were 15, remember how kiddish you were? You're fucking around doing stupid stuff, and all of a sudden you're taught this amazing like picture watching Dragon Ball Z, and suddenly you are Goku.
Exactly.
Right? 20 years or 10 years late, I think it was 10 years. Right? It was 10 years he was gone. Right.
Yeah.
Like so like the whole point is like, no, he's gonna be a kid. That makes perfect sense. Except he's extremely talented in martial arts. He would be like Goku, nearly indestructible, and his biggest weakness is like, no, let him power up all the way. Like, so like that's kind of the idea. Is like, yeah, he should have been like that. He wasn't. He was very much just a whiny little bitch like throughout it. But yeah. So, anyways, my whole point was like the Batman Tony Stark's version, right? Like of the billionaire with superpowers. Even flying around and creating AI seems more believable sometimes than what Batman does, where he's fighting off aliens and Superman. It's like, dude, like hand-to-hand combat with aliens that are supposed to be part of this god's army. I feel like that's a little over the top. And
then when you apply Batman to like the Justice League, where he literally like the weakest other people that are in that tower, like besides
Martian Manhunter, who can phase through walls and read minds. Yeah. He's the one of the weakest characters, like, and
he's like super powered,
and he's just like almost as strong as like I think he's like as strong as like Wonder Woman and Aquaman kind of strength.
And the only other people again that are like him are like the Bat family. Like those are the only ones. I guess Green Arrow, you know what I mean? But
Green Arrow's not really in the Justice League. That's like he is, but like he's not a mainstay. He's not one of the go-to.
Not the seven. Yeah, he's not one of the seven.
The seven. the boys. Have you seen the boys?
Yeah.
The seven, yeah. But anyways, yeah. So that was what was the tangent? Why did we tangent off on that? That was a pretty long tangent.
Super long. We're like
long.
almost
just talking about
2 hours right now.
So my whole point was like, because we can close it up on this. My whole point was that the Peacekeeper, who I was saying was the best character in it, like, and that's probably why they're making the show with him. Like, I didn't know they're making a show. That's awesome. Yeah. But like it's because of the fact that they're a more believable unit, and I really do hope, like maybe someone like James Gunn will like actually suggest that's the universe they build out and then introduce the heroes. Like literally right now, they made a Batman movie, and it's after Bloodsport somehow breaks out of prison to get his daughter. Right, like that would be fucking epic. Because think about it. Remember, damn it, who's the leader of the squad that blows up their heads? What's her name?
Amanda Waller.
Waller, yeah. So like, if Waller, right, was gonna kill him anyways, like I'm sure that he already knows that, right? Like it would be interesting to start off the next movie. He breaks out. He somehow figures out how to deactivate it because maybe he shoots it. I don't know. Like he figures out some way to deactivate it to go save his daughter, who he knows they're gonna take because she's already threatened to kill her, right? Like that would be a super interesting way. And then have someone like Batman come in, he fights him, and Batman does the Joker thing, the immovable object, like he doesn't kill him even though he's about to do something bad. Like that would be such an epic way to introduce the hero. Who's the Batman with the new Batman?
Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, but who's the bad guy in that?
The Riddler.
The
Riddler. Yeah, exactly. Like the Riddler's one of those characters.
There might be like a few because like
there's three.
Yeah, I'm sure there's gonna. Yeah. I figured that anyways.
Penguin's in it.
Yeah, but the Riddler's the one who's supposed to be like the main bad guy, which is funny because every freaking Arkham game always has the Riddler as the side character that never leads to anything. You beat all the missions and nothing happens.
I can't wait for that movie.
But like, I love the Riddler. Like, I dressed up as the Riddler for like Halloween, like back in high school. I remember that. Like, I still have like the green. I remember I took clothes and just ruined them. I spray painted them green. I took a Sharpie and I drew question marks all over them. I got a black hat. I spray painted the whole thing green. It was such an absorbing hat that it just absorbed all the paint and remained black. And so I had to spray paint it like 6 times to like coat it like it was a wall or something.
They're also making a show on HBO for that Batman movie.
That's
awesome. For GCPD.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So
that's so freaking cool.
Yeah. So like that Commissioner Gordon, I'm pretty sure it's that one.
That is awesome.
Like it's mostly about the villains and stuff. So
yeah, like Gotham. Like that's so perfect. Like that's what I want.
Oh, so that guy, the guy that's playing Commissioner Gordon, he's gonna voice the Watcher in the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That guy's really good in like everything.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, that was a pretty solid spoiler alert, full of goodies there.
We could have went deeper in. To be
yeah.
honest. We got caught up on the characters and then tangented off and stuff like that.
Yeah, maybe maybe next week we can do a follow up. We'll do a part 3, and we could dive into the movie deeper, and we can go into our rating system and like why we rated it that way, what we thought about the rest of it. Because yeah, this has been a cool talk because we're able to bring in a lot of the DCU stuff into this and talk about like the world building that they're doing and like that we hope they're going to continue to do. Because like yeah, absolutely epic, and yeah, and like I said. I'll up my overall movie to like a 7.5. I can't quite give it an 8, but I also wanted to troll some of those people that just want to hate on people that have opinions.
The next episode is gonna also be about just like DC stuff in general.
No, like we can talk more about this movie and go deeper into the plot line. We went really deep into the characters, but not like the story and like what was going on. Like we mentioned the star once. And it was about the butthole joke.
We should do a just like a live event during the week or something to like cap this because we should there's a lot of news that's going on right now in the industry and stuff. So yeah, we want to keep moving on that too.
Yeah. Maybe we do it like midweek then if you guys are free like Wednesday or something.
Yeah, we could jump on a live. Let us know people when you want or when you can do a live or when we should do a live. PM obviously it's going to be in the PM. But yeah, whenever.
Cool. So now
awesome.
We're gonna jump into our other thing.
Yeah, hit that like button and subscribe if you're watching this. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, all that stuff. I don't know if we do that. Like, do we just have like an outro for that now, or like we're that fancy?
No.
Yeah, we got to get one of those.
We're still building our podcast stuff out.
Right.
Yeah. Like. Now we're on to the Brunch Bulletin, and I did put our Guess the Green Thing video on TikTok, and people are actually trying to guess it. So
hey!
Yeah. Also, just so Hector knows, there's this site that we just signed up for called moonbeam.fm. I found out about it through a newsletter. It's essentially just like TikTok in the sense that it's meant to be small segments of something, but specifically, it's small segments of podcasts. So we're now going to start going through our podcast and snipping out segments and throwing them up there because the whole point is like if they like the segment, they might come over and watch the whole podcast so that they can like subscribe. Right. I think they can subscribe to the podcast right through there, right through the app. But yeah, if you want to check that out, or if you remember any specific things that we should clip, then definitely let us know. Like if you're like, oh, that Godzilla one, there was a moment I was talking about this. Like let us know that we're going to clip those segments out and make them like TikTokable.
Yeah, I'll go through our whole season 2. Because we had some pretty funny moments through season 2.
Yeah, and so anyways, the TikTok stuff though, those small segments. I think that it's hard to find us in the masses now, and we have such a long one. Like people have to be dedicated to go listen through it all. But if we get them like on a cool TikTok moment where they can see like some of the stuff we're talking about, it might be a cool way to capture an audience. So that's the reason I think the Moonbeam and TikTok are both great opportunities.
Yeah,
legit.
Cool. Okay. So, here's the
breakfast bulletin.
What the fuck?
What was the green thing?
Yeah.
What was it?
Guess it. It'd be really cool if someone like came in the comment section right now and tried guessing the green thing. Do it up. Everybody that tried. Nope, it's not that. Actually, someone tried guessing that.
Yeah, show it, Greg. No one knows what you just said.
Kiwi.
Damn.
And it's not. someone guessed like a grape that is cut in half, and I'm like, I actually guessed that, but no, it's not that. They're like, fuck.
Those are literally the only two things I thought it could be.
Yeah, kiwi or grape. Yeah, I that was my guesses too.
Now I'm even more intrigued. Damn
Yeah,
it!
I need to know what this is.
Ah,
I want to know.
Wait,
Can you show me?
no, they said the kiwi
tell
like
us.
cut in half. Yeah, that's what they said. Never mind.
Tell us.
Yeah, so someone take a guess. Anyways, breakfast bulletin. No, brunch bulletin.
Brunch Bulletin.
Brunch bulletin. It's not that hard, Greg. I don't know why you keep forgetting.
So,
Also, did you mention buy me a coffee in the other one?
I just mentioned about like thing for his internet because he disappeared again.
Oh yeah, you did mention it. Okay.
But,
now we're on the brunch bulletin. We should mention it again.
We do have a buy me a coffee that if you go to buymeacoffee.com/SierraNovaComics, you can just buy us a coffee, or you can sign up for two of our tiers. One of the two. One is a Cup of Joe, which is $5 a month, and you can cancel anytime. But if you stay with us for 6 months, you get a Breakfast Talk mug. The other one is Buttercat Latte, and if you stay with us for 3 months, you get that latte mug.
Can you show them while we're waiting for Hector?
I don't have the picture with me.
No, screen share. No, screen share the page. Remember, you can click on our logo.
Yeah,
it opens up our Buy Me a Coffee landing page. Or I can do it if you want. You want me to do it?
Yeah.
All right, let's say.
I don't even know if he's coming back.
Buy me a coffee. Text him. Shares my screen. Share
I know he doesn't
screen.
have like news, but like if he wants to still be a part of it. Oh, no, that's fine.
Yeah, look at it. So right here, buymeacoffee.com/SierraNovaComics. This is our page, creating pop culture and indie creator-driven podcast. So we do have something on our own website to support the creation of comics and other things like that. But this is specifically for our podcast, like helping us improve the podcast. So if you do want to support us, buy us a cup of Joe. You know, you can buy us one a month, or you can buy us 5 right now. Like I'm out of coffee. Like I had it earlier, it's gone. I need more. Greg needs coffee. Just look at her.
Yeah.
Right. So
I don't have water anymore.
yeah. See, he needs some beverage that's tantalizing. But yeah, and if you want to find every single one of our links, apparently we created them all right here. So yeah, if you're ever lost, you're like, where's Sierra Nova Comics? Just think, if I buy them a coffee, I can find out. And also, there's other things too. If you want, you can do direct donations for some featured extras. So you can just get our favored comic, Ink. That is, for whatever reason, everyone loves the crap out of it. We're working on the second issue. But the whole point is that we're working on this stuff, and you should support it so we can make more. And there is Hector's. Now we can talk about other stuff like comic books. Boom, we're back.
Yeah, comics and other stuff. But
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, but first up is Upstate News.
Cool. We're gonna go to I'm gonna go to screen share again so I can show you guys, because I was excited to do this. And it's this one. So we've, like, I think I announced it last week that we've launched the Seer, or the UpstateSound.com website, right? We got the website here. Just look for the arrow. We got a little pirate flag, right? Because we're breaking all the rules. And essentially, yeah, you can come here, check out all the music videos we've talked about in the past. So we've got some that we've worked with artists, and some that are pretty exciting. And very recently, we're getting our artists put up on here. And we've now added artist pages, so you can click on them and get more information about them. So for those of you who know who Blow is, you can come here, check out his page, see who he's working with, see the music videos he's got, check out his album releases, check out some of his photos from the concerts that he's putting on. So you can definitely come fan out about him. I got to add more to this. If there's something else that you want from an artist page, let me know. But yeah, we got Blow over here, and we got Sergio's backpack. Yeah, look at him. Look at him. He's got a backpack. He doesn't just say it.
Does he like rap with the backpack on the entire?
Oh yeah, no, he's a showcase and a half. So
Wow.
we got some of his songs. We got some of his pictures of him in the
Like market back
working
to
it.
school stuff with him.
Oh yeah, yeah, right. Yeah, backpack.
Yeah.
So yeah, so definitely check out the site, check out the artist. We'll be putting up another artist. I think I mentioned this last week. We just signed our first international artist, and as we get more artists on the page, we'll be slowly adding them to the docket.
Awesome.
But yeah, so that's all of Upstate news.
Hector, did you watch Brunch Bulletin this past week?
Damn it, I didn't either.
Like, I should watch that.
I
Greg,
Actually put like effort into it.
grab the YouTube link right now
You know
and
what?
link it and add it to this video.
I put like effort into it as well
Oh,
because I had more time than I usually do.
Too much time on my hands. Too much time.
Yeah, there's
Was
a
it
few things that were that I'm trying to make better with the podcast because we're not getting the views or whatever that I'm trying to get. So
no one likes us.
no, I guess not.
We're trying.
It's fine. A lot of people listen to it on our Anchor, so
Okay.
Anchor, Spotify, whatever. So yeah, there's like one that it's in the analytics, but I don't know if it's Pocket Casts or Bullhorn. Some thing people listen to it a lot, and I don't know which app that is, but maybe it's iHeartRadio. So we are on that.
Hey.
Yeah, I don't know, but
All right.
we'll do a Moonbeam soon. Well, we are. But,
Well, no, we're already there. Yeah, we just got to put more clips up.
So for us, we got a couple things. So we just celebrated our founding day yesterday.
Yeah.
As
And you know what would be a great founding day gift is going over to Apple Podcasts, clicking subscribe, and giving us a 5-star review.
yeah, do that.
And then just go on to buymeacoffee.com.
Yes. And up. Now I don't know what to do. What do I do after that? Hector, please let us know.
See the thing that's scrolling on the bottom if you're watching the video? It's buymeacoffee.com/Zero Go to that.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the circle. Let's go on.
And
And buy us a coffee.
sign up or just buy us a coffee.
Yeah, you don't even have to sign up. You can sign up. That would be much appreciated. But if you want to buy us even just one coffee, every coffee helps.
Anything
like, you
helps.
see these bags? I need to get rid of them. It requires coffee. That coffee might be in the form of a new microphone, so we can talk to you better, or a better Wi-Fi router for the guy who keeps disconnecting.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get him that Elon Musk satellite internet that works anywhere in the world and is like a gigabyte speed. Definitely doesn't cause cancer. Like I don't know how it works. Like it's ridiculous. It's like Starlight or Starnet, something like that.
Wait, is it Skynet?
No, yeah, I know, right? Yeah, no, it's a Elon Musk internet.
Starlink.
Starlink. There it is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what it is.
yeah. They were gonna take Skynet, but it was already taken. Do you know that that's already taken?
What?
There's a company in China called Skynet that is building AI specifically so they can prove the movie wrong by making it right.
What?
That is a true story.
That's so weird.
Does Hector know about that story?
Do you know about Skynet?
Hector.
I know about Skynet, yeah.
No, Hector. Wait, real quick. Greg's jumping too far. I forgot you were on the call. So I was saying that, people need to buy us coffee so I can get rid of the bags under my eyes or get a new microphone so they can hear
I
us,
heard that.
or
I heard that, yeah.
get you a better router so that you can stay on. And then
Yeah.
I suggest that we could even get you the Starlink from Elon Musk's internet. That's the satellite one that gives you like gigabyte speed anywhere in the world.
Right.
But like then the problem is that the only reason they named it Starlink was because Skynet was taken
Yep.
by a Chinese-based company that's building AI specifically to prove the movie wrong. They're like, no, we can make AI that's good. And for anyone who thinks that's a joke, go look it up and then be terrified. So yeah, there's no way that a government-run business building AI that wants to take over the world doesn't gonna take over the world. But whatever, I'm sure they'll make it not kill all people.
Elon Musk actually was warning the governments of the world about AI and like putting too much AI and stuff. So
the only reason he's studying Neuralink and that stuff is because he's like so terrified of AI. He knows like he's like, yeah, that's like, we're not going to kill each other with nukes. Like the AIs will kill us with nukes. Like, right. Like he knows. He's like, it's so funny because he's like that savant. Like he's so like, he knows, like he's like, I can see what I'm capable of. I'm not the only one this smart. Someone's working on AI and that's what's going to kill us, not my rockets. Like, stop worrying about me. Me and my tweets and my Dogecoin.
So yeah, our founding day was on the 14th of.
Greg, make a happy birthday thing come up.
I don't have happy birthday.
Damn.
And it was also Free Comic Book Day that day. Nobody really contacted us about that because everybody else was doing their own thing.
What monsters?
I'm gonna actually create a coupon code. So anyone that watches or listens to this, there's going to be a coupon code at the end of this episode. So the only way to like get that coupon code is you have to watch this or listen to it. And you can't just scroll to the end because I'm going to put it in a weird ass spot. Okay.
Oh, you're going to say it out loud?
Nope. I'm going to make like a little transition thing when I edit this video.
Oh, it's not even going to be while it's live, which means they have to go watch it later.
Yeah.
So the true fans that
it's just going to pop up on screen every now and again at random times.
Yep.
Yeah, for like a fifth of a second. Like, so it's so hard that when you hit like the left and right arrow on YouTube, like you can't quite capture it.
Give away to you people. There's guess the green thing, and you get not only a sticker, but you also.
I'm about to buy you a mug. I'm probably going to buy you a mug if you guess the
There's the whole coupon code where you'll be able to get comics and merch at a very discounted price.
I'm willing to actually even send my spare copy, my extra copy of Chronicles of Horror.
Oh. Well,
look at that.
With a Mr. Chronicle sticker in there too.
So you get a Mr. Chronicle sticker, a Buttercat sticker, and the Chronicles of Horror issue 1 with a latte mug. A Buttercat latte mug. What is wrong with you?
For guessing something.
All you have to do is guess the green thing.
Guessing something in an intro.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Like, you don't even technically have to watch the rest of this to get all that. You just need to watch the intro and then tell us what the green thing is. In fact, you could get multiple friends to do this for you and then just tell them that when they guess it to send them
my address. Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, that was our founding day. We have progress for Chronicles of Horror issue 2. This weekend there was some magical thing going on in the air, and people kept messaging me.
Feel it coming in the air.
There's
Lord.
2 new additional stories that are going to be in Chronicles of Horror issue 2. But that's when we hit the stretch goals for each of those. One is by Hanu Keslow, I think that's how you say his name. I think he's the writer of that story. It's called The Animal in Me. That's going to be, it's like a werewolf story. That's going to be in it when we hit a certain stretch goal amount. And there's another one by Hector's friend Martin, who actually has the most popular T-shirt in our web store. He has a silent comic.
What's the popular
one?
Noctem. Yeah, that's not the Carpe Noctem.
He has a silent comic that he actually has a 3-part thing of that. So the first part is going to be in this coming issue.
Yeah, when you turn the pages, it makes no sounds. I just love that idea of silent comic, and it's
there is one at the end.
Comics are already pretty quiet.
There is a silent comic that's at the end of issue 2 as well. But there's one word, so it's still silent. It's just just one word.
Is it just fuck?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Nice.
But this thing. It's on my.
What? Make a little special there, Greg.
Fucking gnat. I'm trying to kill. Okay, so yeah, Chronicles of Horror issue 2. There's 2 additional stories, and people are just watching me kill this. And there is a further progress in the art. We're like almost done with that. It's getting lettered this week or next week. So we're on the way. And the Kickstarter, we're, I think, finishing it this week. And then we have to make the trailer because I would like the trailer made very soon. J.R. Harris just told me that he wants to finish it like this coming week. So
Nice.
that's happening. And then the Seer Chronicles issue 1, we already have like 6 pages done.
Super exciting. Well, the pencils and inked, yeah.
Yeah, they're not done. I don't want to say done. People are like, oh. There's only 40 more pages.
Hey, think about it. That's like,
but it
like
should be done by
than 46.
October-ish time, September, October. And then I already told Jerome to, like, I'm trying to like streamline this fucking thing to try to get this out. I'm still sending everything else before that out, and then I'm going to send that separately. So definitely lost money on that, but I just want them out.
Hector looks like he wants to kill somebody.
Yeah,
like Tony Stark's over here. He looks like Tony Stark's when he realized he has to be the bad guy. Because he's got the red glowing light on his face, the blue darkness in the room. He's got a serious face, and he's like, "Oh no, I have to be the stern one."
Need to think you have a bad internet connection, betcha. betcha.
I don't even know what's going on right now, to be honest.
Yeah, because you can't see us. It's funny. We've been pointing at you this whole time.
So,
Great.
Yeah. I'm going to play the intro, outro, whatever you want to call it, one more time. You're going to guess the green thing. And if you don't guess the green thing in the comments.
Guess the green thing and not this one. That one. It's going to be right here.
Then, you're going to guess it. So
it's right here. What the hell is it? It's like, where's Rachel?
So that was the Brunch Bulletin. Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell.
Go to Apple Podcast, hit subscribe. Make sure that you give us a 5-star rating. Anything less, and we'll find you. Subscribe to us. Follow us on Spotify. Check us out on Moonbeam. What else are we on now? Go to Pinterest. TikTok. Go to the website. Buy every comic on there. Go to Buy Me a Coffee. Give me a bunch of coffee. Hector just disappeared.
He said his computer is acting crazy now.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. We're about to close this thing out anyways.
We're about to close it out.
And if you guess the green thing,
you get so much
I won't come after you.
Yeah.
So
do it.
There's that. Do it.
So also buymeacoffee.com/Sierra Comics. It's gonna be in this it's gonna be in the description or the show notes.
It's right here too. See it?
Yeah, there it goes.
And it's gone.
There it's okay. Peace.